the next thing we need to know about this car, of course, is what is it like to drive and what is it like to be driven in? And we are about to answer that question by taking this car for lunch. And by that I don't mean that we're going to take this car to a nice country pub and buy it a steak and a bottle of wine. No, 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 no. We're going to take it to the Milkston Road where we will get our lunch. And on the way there, that man over there, Capitan Van Mostardo, will be chief pilot and I will be first officer, and then on the way back the positions will be reversed.
Changed. Yes.
Right.
First officer.
Let's do this.
Take your position, sir.
9 o'clock high clear, sir.
Right, now shut up and listen.
Yes, sir.
We are in a 400 HHR, not a 45, even though the cars look very similar. And back to me, where I can tell you that this car does drive absolutely straight. The brakes are good.
Excellent.
Good. The gear change is slick, nothing rattles. The doors have a good solid clunk. The steering is accurate and nice. The gear change is nice. And these are characteristics of a Rover.
We are off to get some lunch, but we'll be back with you very soon. So do tune in the next time that Mustard and Boaty do a combined car review stroke lunch collection thing. Oh, bit of parpage. We're back, darlings. Lunch has been collected. And as you will have seen, it was the international chipper, and we had a kebab each and a portion of chips that we're going to share, and it cost £11.50, and I'm sure that it used to be considerably less than that. I'm sure it used to be under a tenner, but I might be getting mixed up with David's chippy where it tended to be less than a tenner. But the point is that I will now be driving us home, so I'm going to start the car, and I've done that now. Well, if you could just wait a minute, mate, let me pull out.
Yeah, it would have been easier to just let you go first, wouldn't it?
It would have been a lot easier. Okay, I can see where you bogged down a bit. The clutch is a little bit... Clutch is just a wee bit... X-type.
X-type?
This is chap label, yeah. But you'll notice that I pulled away there with no bogging down whatsoever. And that is a combination, quite frankly, of skill, talent and experience. Those three things combined all came together at that moment to mean, and I'm doing it again, I pull away seamlessly, smoothly, professionally. Good idea.
I have the best ideas.
Right, so what do I think? Oh, well. I mean, the first thing that springs to mind as I jump into the seat of this car is that I feel immediately at home. It feels comfortable, it feels familiar, and familiarity, they say, can breed contempt, but not in this case. Familiarity is going to breed a kind of comfort and pleasure. The 400/45, certainly for the larger gentleman, is one of the most comfortable driving positions that you will achieve. Room is ample, all of the controls fall easily to hand, the wheel just automatically seems to be in the right place. Same goes for the gear lever, although...
He's been rather indecisive, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although one could argue that with the seat in its most rearward position, perhaps the gear lever is a little bit further forward than one might consider ideal, but I quite like that. I like the Italian driving style of legs splayed and outstretched and a jolly good reach with the arm. I find that most enjoyable indeed. The steering is light. The gear change is extremely light, but also pleasingly exact. There's no incongruity. There's no question in your mind about which gear you are moving into.
Incongruity.
Yeah.
That's a lovely word.
The plane of neutrality is pleasingly horizontal, which might sound like a given, but it's actually not. I've driven many gearboxes where the plane of neutrality is actually slightly on the wonk, but in this case it is perfectly horizontal, and that's pleasing. The clutch action is light, but again positive, and I will demonstrate that by once again pulling off absolutely perfectly and seamlessly.
Bit jerky though.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
I'm sat in the passenger seat and I can feel it.
That was you jerking yourself off. Now again, this is going to sound very strange, but the action of the indicator and wiper stalks is a joy. And it would be a joy to anybody else who was very familiar with post-project drive, and then even more so post-facelift Rover 25s and 45s. The dashboard ahead of me is clear, simple, absolutely lovely. I mean, the interior is just a beautiful place to be. It's in fantastic condition. The headlining is where it should be, attached to the roof. It's got an electric sunshine roof, and I'm going to deploy that for a bit of extra light in here to make this film seem a bit more airlit, windswept and interesting, and I'm very happy that I did that. The ashtray is what I call a proper Honda item. It's got a lovely action to it. The cigarette lighter I have inspected, and the cigarette lighter has never been used, and once again I pull off absolutely perfectly.
Bit jerky though.
No, it wasn't. Nobody pulls off like Boaty. Nobody pulls out like Boaty. Which reminds me of my best for this year's Christmas #1, and it's a song written and sung by His Holiness the Pope, and it's called "Don't Come All Ye Faithful." This is absolutely lovely to drive. The car feels incredibly tight, as you'd expect for a car at this mileage. There's not a creak or groan or bang or whinnet in sight or
Whinnet?
Whinnet, yes. Well, it's lovely, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's absolutely lovely.
It is exactly what we was expecting.
Oh, it's 1,000 times better than I was expecting. Well, I don't know what I was expecting.
No, I don't.
I mean, I've not really been... The three most recent cars to have come into the Mustard and Boaty fold, I've had nothing whatsoever to do with. I've not been involved.
And they're all blue, except for the green one.
Yeah. It's like we're a couple and you've gone out and adopted 3 children without involving me in any way, sense or form. And I just come home from work one day and there are 3 kids in the house.
Yeah, and you got to like them.
And I've got to like them, yeah.
Which is good, yeah. I mean, this is the one that you've had to spend a bit of time with this car.
One minor criticism that I've got is that, and again this is common with the later 45s, is that the pedal box is slightly cramped, and the clutch pedal on all 45s and 400s does sit really rather high. Yeah, I was saying the
glitch in the internet.
This is common on 45s as well. The pedal box is quite tight. There's a trim panel above the pedals that has a nasty habit of becoming dislodged and falling low, and the fact that on every single 445 I've ever driven, the clutch pedal sits incredibly high. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
So it's obviously, you know, something inherent to the breed.
It always feels like the clutch is on its way out.
Yeah. And if you've got big old clod-hopping feet, like what I've got, then you will find your feet getting caught on the aforementioned bit of trim panel. But these are minor quibbles in what I believe to be the finest vehicle that has ever been produced, not just in the United Kingdom, but around the world. And whoever ends up buying this car is going to be a very happy person indeed. They will basically have won the lottery of life. I can barely begin to tell you the joy that this car will impart into somebody's existence.
Are you saying that this is the best car ever?
Yes.
What, this car or the 400?
This car.
You really are selling it before we've even put it for sale, aren't you?
It's about telling the truth. As I say, whoever ends up with this car will have won the lottery of life. Now, let's imagine that it's a person for whom existence has been unremarkable. They might question their existence. They might wonder, what is the point of me? What's the point of today? What am I going to do with the rest of my week? Well, this is a car that would answer all of these questions. If you owned this car, you would never question your existence. You would never question anything about the world. You would just be so joyful that there was a world, that there was a you, that you were in the world and that you owned this car, and you would just walk around permanently clutching your little tinkle. I mean,
definitely not over the top there.
Okay, you're going to jump out and attend to the doings.
Yep.
Mustard is going to jump out and attend to the doings. And there we are, my lovelies. That is the second phase of the vehicle test drive / lunch collection video completed. And I will say thank you very much. And I will see you on the actual lunch video itself. Goodbye!
Boats would like to express his heartfelt appreciation to his amazing channel members. Alan Searle, Rosé Chicks, Typhoon Cat, Dinosaur Dad, Car Crazy Norwegian, Tricia Alderman, Neil Gibbon aka The Gibbonator, Classic Wheels Wall, John Moruzzi, Chef Daniel, Kevin Craven, Mark Pea, Frank G05, Richard Mahon, Black Lines, General Cheeseburger, Joe Cox, Ashley Stewart, Skik, Sons Vintage, Smashing Piston, Bravart Tina, Ali Mac Mechanical, Julie, Project Nigel, The Guardian of Forever, Captain Mustard, The Beige Bombay, Marc Persad, Carwiz JC, Sainte QLG, Arma, Rob Hedgehog, That Guy from SETI Alpha 5, Pingu Concorde, Everything Car, The Greenwood, Hookton Classics, GPS OMG, Bad Books, Jimmy Quinn, Sophie Richardson, Kevin Hugh, Big Tal Steve, Otter MG, Black Lines, John Studeley, Windy Miller, Caroline Ellis, Bernard, Chaz Brown, Mr. F, Humphrey Son of Boaty, Carlos TM and Rob Streetwise. Your support means the world to him, you're all fucking legends and they thanks you from the heart of his bottom. Thanks also to everyone who supported the channel in other ways with super chat, super thanks or just by watching the videos and leaving your knob alone when the advert come on. See you on the next video. Oh, and I'm not wearing any panties.
Mr. George Rattabati. Mr. George Rattabati. Mr. Rattabati. Mr. George Rattabati. Mr. Rattabati. Mr. George Rattabati.
Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
Horse!